never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Find another.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you have any thoughts on the first 2022 college football playoff poll, please feel free to go ahead and let me know. I'll talk about it tomorrow when I start previewing some of the big college football games coming up this weekend. But for today, of course, since it's Wednesday, it's time for another weekly Top 10 countdown. I try my best to do one each and every Wednesday here on the channel. And this week, honestly, I was going about 3 or 4 different directions as far as which one I wanted to do. But I figured that since yesterday was the 1st of November, and according to most people, that is the unofficial start to the Christmas season. As a matter of fact, there are probably 15 radio stations within a 200-mile radius of where I'm sitting right now that started playing Christmas music yesterday, and they'll play it all the way through New Year's Day. Thanksgiving gets 1 day, Christmas gets 2 whole months. So I figured since it is now unofficially the Christmas season, I would do a top 10 countdown about Christmas. And I did a video similar to this one last Christmas. But last Christmas, I did a video talking about the top 10 all-time highest grossing Christmas movies. This video is going to be the same thing, but it's going to be about one certain category of movies, and that is funny. This is the funniest all-time Christmas movies. If you go to the website, they actually listed the top 24, but I took the top 10, and the website I got this from is cosmopolitan.com, and it was written September the 20th of this year, so just a little over a month old, and it was written by Nicole Pomarico and Corinne Sullivan. But the reason why I decided to go ahead and do this and separate this from last year's overall just top 10 all-time highest grossing Christmas movies is because a Christmas movie can be about anything, really, as long as it's about Christmas, somehow, some way. But if you have a girlfriend or a wife or a sister or a mother or grandmother, any of those that like to watch Lifetime Movie Network, me personally, I despise them. But if you watched 3 or 4, maybe less than that, you come to a conclusion that 99% of them are about the same thing. It's either a single dad who's raising 1 or more kids on his own, and somehow, some way, somewhere, he meets a woman, they fall in love, end of the movie, they get married, it goes off. Or it's about a single mama who's raising 1 or more kids, somehow, some way, somewhere, she meets a guy, they fall in love, end of the movie, they get married, it goes off. All the same plot, different actors, but same plot. Well, a lot of times the Christmas movies are the same way. And I know this because my grandmother loves to watch Christmas movies. As a matter of fact, usually, most of the time, back when I was living with my grandmother, every year in July, when these TV stations had Christmas in July, and they would show Christmas movies for about a week, she would watch those. And almost every one of them is the same thing. Different actors, but same thing. It's about a family somewhere who faces hard times, and at the end of the movie, something good happens, and Christmas ends up working out for the good, and it goes off. And I get tired of seeing the same old things all the time. Different cities, different actors, but same plot. But when it comes to just a funny Christmas movie, it can be about anything as long as it's funny. So I figured I would go ahead and do this one. And as I go along, each movie I'm going to tell you some of the actors that were in the movie, except for one because it was really an independent film that just ended up being really, really good. So if you've seen any of these movies, please feel free to let me know. Number 10 came out in 2007. The main actor was Vince Vaughn, and that was Fred Claus. Number 9 came out 5 years ago, 2017. It featured Dax Shepard, Tim Allen, and Jessica Alba, and that was El Camino Christmas. Number 8 came out in 2016, and it featured Jason Bateman, Olivia Munn, and Jennifer Aniston, and that was Office Christmas Party. Number 7 was Anna and the Apocalypse that came out in 2018. And number 6 came out just 2 years ago, 2020, and it featured Mackenzie Davis in the starring role, and that was Happiest Season. And before we talk about the top 5, let's recap numbers 10 through 6. Number 10, Fred Claus. Number 9, El Camino Christmas. Number 8, Office Christmas Party. Number 7, Anna and the Apocalypse. And number 6, Happiest Season. Again, this is the funniest all-time Christmas movies, according to Nicole Pomerico and Corinne Sullivan from Cosmopolitan.com. This list came out September the 20th, so barely a month old. Number 5 came out in 2005, and that featured Ryan Reynolds and Amy Smart, and it was called Just Friends. Number 4, A Bad Mom's Christmas from the year 2017. It featured Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, and Catherine Hahn. Number 3, Why Him, featuring Bryan Cranston from the year 2016. Number 2, back in 2008, featuring Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. That was 4 Christmases. And the funniest all-time Christmas movie, according to Nicole Pomerico and Corinne Sullivan from Cosmopolitan.com, was released back in 2004. And the 2 main stars in that movie were Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen, and it was called Christmas with the Cranks. Again, if you've seen any of those movies, please feel free to let me know. And again, tomorrow I'll be previewing some of the big games coming up this weekend in the world of college football, and I will give my thoughts on the playoff poll in that video. So that is why I want you to go ahead and give me your thoughts. If you have any, so I want to know how you feel when I get ready to do my video coming up tomorrow. There's not a lot of great games this weekend, but the great games that we do have could shake up the playoff poll very, very quickly. So there's some big games, but not a ton of big games. We'll talk about that, though, coming up tomorrow. Any thoughts on the top 10 countdown for the week? Please feel free to let me know. And as always, if you have any thoughts, suggestions, ideas for a future top 10 countdown. I'm always up for suggestions. I love listening to your ideas. But let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Have you heard about those new corduroy pillows? They're making headlines. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.